let's talk a little bit about the different kinds of the three spheres: cultural, rights, and economics. So, cultural. So what kind of activities go on in the cultural realm?
Teaching.
Teaching, right? What else?
Arts.
Right?
Religion.
This is sort of the area of artistry and individual insight. So nobody tells Michelangelo how to be a master painter. It doesn't happen by committee. It is an individual's artistic insight that really provides the grist for this mill. And that only happens when there is freedom. So the artist has to be free to create. If you were a French revolutionist, you would call this liberty. Right? This is why we say that our Waldorf teachers need to be left free to be artists in the classroom, to really create artistically, to bring the material in a way that actually frees the imaginative capacities that are so necessary for our time. Then on to the rights realm. What are the kinds of activities that take place here?
Contracts.
Right.
Agreements between people and organizations.
Do you want to say more excited?
Contracts, agreements, law. This is community standards, right? So, and as we said, this is the area of equality. So everybody gets treated alike in terms of how the laws, the standards, the community mores get applied to them. Economics. Third round. What kinds of activities are going on here? Trade? Okay, so manufacture and...
Exchange of goods for commerce.
Yep. Exchange of goods, manufacturing. Those kinds of activities. Now, let's explore that for just a second. Light bulb. I can't make a light bulb. I know where to go to buy one. Fortunately, there's someone else, or a lot of someone else's in the world, who know how to make light bulbs. They can work with glass, they can work with metal, they might have access to mercury. They have all kinds of manufacturing capacities in a very specialized field. They know how to market them. There are other people who are specialists in transportation, and they can take the light bulbs from the manufacturing plant and bring them to Home Depot. Somebody else who's really good at managing a retail store and can make those light bulbs available so that good folk from Prairie Moon can go down to the store and buy some light bulbs, and we can see in our classrooms. The truth is that we're completely dependent, interdependent on each other in our modern times. It is really difficult these days to be completely self-sufficient, to grow everything yourself, to manufacture all of your clothes by growing cotton, weaving the fabric, creating the yarn, weaving the fabric, dyeing the cloth, building our homes, all of those things. We're no longer very capable of living in isolation from each other. We're mutually dependent on each other. And it's a recognition of this dependence on each other that leads Steiner to call this the realm of brotherhood. Again, French Revolution, fraternité. So in this Anglo-Germanic period, we have the development of these three spheres of activity. And the French Revolutionists put it very well, catchy phrase, liberty, equality, and fraternity. But this is a piece that's hard for us to hold on to, this interdependence that we have that characterizes the economic realm. It's an important part of Steiner's perspective on the threefold society, and we'll come back to that in a couple of ways during the next few days. I'd like to suggest to you further that decision-making happens in different ways in each of these spheres. So, do we have any class teachers here? Yeah? Okay. So, when you're thinking about your Old Testament story block, how do you decide what to teach?
Well, there's already a story, and I don't have to run it by anyone else. If I have a mentor, I can use them, but otherwise I just decide what would be the best thing, the best way for the children that are in front of me at the time.
Right. So a class teacher spends his summer kind of loading up his backpack, reading lots of things, getting stories, reading background material, and so on, makes a plan for what the day's lessons generally are going to be during the course of a 3 or 4 week main lesson block. And then in the moment, the question comes from a child, or the teacher senses something that's living in the class, and the teacher pulls something out of that backpack that he prepared for this trip and is able artistically, in the moment, to address the question of the child, maybe use it to address something bigger that's living in the class, but it's an individual decision. You are the artist, and you're left alone to decide. Right? Now, decisions in the cultural realm, the teaching realm, though, that have to do with more teaching policy or broad approaches to pedagogy. How do those decisions get made?